In this episode of Detroit Performs, a treatment center for substance abuse and homelessness utilized the arts to heal. A Detroit ballet company with a twist. And a Detroit Public Schools historic music program. It's all ahead on this edition of Detroit Performs.
Funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the Fred A. and Barbara M. Erb Family Foundation, the Kresge Foundation, the A. Paul and Carol C. Scott Foundation, the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Detroit Testamentary Foundation, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
It has been another phenomenal season at Detroit Performs, and today we're throwing it back to some of my favorite artists, programs, and venues we featured this season. Let's head a few blocks away to Mariners Inn, where they use alternative therapies rooted in creativity to alleviate the problems of homelessness and substance abuse.
I was in a dark place, and as I was coming here, I could see a little light.
We know people have problems. They need help. So this is a place where they can come. We need places like this.
This place always shows me how common we all are, regardless of age, race, background, where you grew up. It just shows you the connections we all have as human beings.
I see the guys that come through here as people who've just been through a lot in life. They've been through an incredible amount of trauma who haven't had the coping skills to deal with it effectively.
This is the kind of atmosphere that I wanted to be in because they treated me like with dignity and respect.
Mariners Inn helps men who are dealing with homelessness and substance abuse. This is a treatment center and shelter, so they seek therapy. So a lot of times words can't express what they're going through, especially with trauma. So the art gives them a way to express what they've gone through.
Art therapy is so important because it's a way to reconnect with the self. We believe here at Mariners Inn that drug use and alcohol use is just a side effect of the larger problem. We believe that the larger problem is disconnection. And so through art therapy, through that form of expression, so much can come out.
Well, I had a drug problem, I had an addiction, and I was homeless, and I seen myself going down, but I had a second chance to get myself together. That's why I came here.
I've had a problem with addiction to drugs for a while, and it's caused problems in my life. And I know I want to change, but that change is difficult. But I came to Mariners because I wanted help.
Trying something new and exposing them to the arts and art therapies is a risk. And it's a way to show them like, hey, certain risks are good and they have an awesome payout.
Lloyd is very sweet, and he's used this creative process to really move through what he needed to get through.
I love art therapy because I've been making masks, I've been making belts, I've been making me little bracelets. It's a lot of things you can do down there. The music she plays and the fragrance that's be going on, it just soothes you, and you know, it puts you in a different place.
You can see how they use the art media to express what they're going through. So I can use different art media that help push them in different directions as far as learning more about themselves. We did a painting all about recovery. So they write down a word or phrase that is helpful to them, and then we did watercolor over top. So that media is very fluid, so it kind of helps them to let go of needing to control something.
It's not just about doing art either. It's they come together and talk about what's going on in their lives too and how it relates to the art that they're doing.
So when Ryan first got here, he was really reserved and he really thrives in the art room. He's really good at using the art media to express what he's going through emotionally. I always want them to leave here and know this is something that they can do on their own, to give them a way to move through their conflict.
Remember who you are. Don't slip back into senility. Move forward in the race. Pace yourself, speed and agility. Carry yourself with honor and some sort of civility.
Everyone has a story, especially our clients, that they want to tell. And so poetry is an excellent way to get your story out, to establish a voice, to reconnect with your voice.
You got to speak things into existence. So when I write, I try to write the most positive thing that I can.
We meet in the library, we talk about our days, we just kind of like soak up how we're feeling at the moment. You know, this is like my break from my mind and my little stuff that I think is so important, stuff that gets me down. I come here and kick it with bros, we all have different experiences and it puts mine in perspective, like, you know, just appreciation of being alive. The best poetry is honest. So this is a place that demands that you be honest about your life so you can come out of here as a better person.
I refuse to let go of my addiction altogether. I need some motivation, to my heart will I tether.
Guys are just sharing about regret, about love, about life, about authenticity, which I think was the theme today, which I really felt was just telling your own story and not judging someone else's.
Mind tripping different ways in my coming or going. I got a whole bunch of energy when you tell me you love me.
They spent the time expressing themselves, getting proficient, and they learned how to do it, and they did it, and they executed it, and they knocked it out. I think that's beautiful.
The drum circle is really cool, something different, and it teaches you kind of like focus and concentration.
It's all about harmony, balance, connection, connecting with a rhythm. Our clients are so diverse, they come from all walks of life, and so that drum circle is a way to bring everybody together and connect with the pulse.
The drum is also a healing piece. Here, we wanted to really reach into the gentleman's soul and give them some positive energy to do this. But it's important for them to understand that they are important no matter what they have been through, so we try to push from the drumming aspect as positive energy in their lives.
You kind of got to step back and realize it's a kind of a team thing, and it sounds good when everybody's playing together and on the same page.
What I see in terms of their growth is that they really tend to be much more confident in themselves. A lot of times they've just been focused on the negative part of themselves and all the mistakes that they made, and then they realize through connecting with the arts that they have this amazing creative side where they're able to create this beauty. And so it's like there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
If you don't see humanity in someone else, you look at someone else, they're begging, and we turn our noses up and we keep walking. This is a person, this is a human being with a really valid, real experience in life. And this place reinforced the fact that these are human beings, these are men, just like me. And it's really important that we all learn and learn from each other and learn to love each other in a proper way.
I'm thinking clearer. I know I have a lot of responsibility. It's not an end to this, it's something that I have to continue.
The staff and the other residents here have empowered me to like think about what I want in my life and the things that I'm good at and talented at.
They have so much hope, and I love that. They've taught me a lot about just staying strong and that it's possible to completely change your life.
Well, I hope by them seeing me, I can influence and let them know that you can stand up and be somebody.
Recovery is real, and it begins at Mariners Inn.
Ballet Edge Detroit is dedicated to bringing ballet to mainstream audiences by mixing their classically trained technique with some edgy, up-tempo beats. Check it out.
Ballet is not just an activity or a hobby, it's a lifestyle. I've always loved movement since I was a child. I was actually more of a late bloomer when it came to ballet. I started around the time of 13 years old, but I loved it since.
Ballet is something that I have done my entire life. It's just been this passion inside me, and I've always kind of wanted to get back to it. So a few years ago, I got back into ballet.
When I first moved to Detroit, I felt like I really needed to find my passion and establish more of an identity for myself. So I went back to taking dance classes, and I realized how much I missed it. And that's how I started meeting these wonderful dancers in class.
Meeting Angel, really just the passion for ballet that we both had was our instant connection. And we didn't really see any ballet companies in Detroit. Most larger cities do have ballet companies, and we thought that this would be a great chance to really try to bring that ballet, that art, back to the city.
And we decided to start working together after class and learning choreography together, and performances started popping up for us. So that's how Ballet Edge started.
All of dance just brings a different connection to people. It's something that's expressive, and people can come and just step away from all of what's going on in the world and just come and watch something entertaining and something fun.
Our mission is to bring a bold and innovative twist to ballet through using our trained classical technique, but putting more of a relatable, modern twist on it so that all audience members can relate to our choreography.
We're really trying to bring a new, refreshing outlook on ballet to Detroit. Our name is Ballet Edge Detroit, so we try to be edgy and different, and we kind of try to break the mold of what people typically think of classical ballet, that it's just tutus and classical music. We really try to bring something fun and unique so that everyone will enjoy it.
We're trying to attract all people to our performances, not just people who are really familiar with ballet. So in order to attract all of Detroit, we need to have dancers that each audience member can relate to. So maybe an audience member will say, oh, I can relate to that mom. I can't believe she's dancing out there still. She's got kids, but she's still holding on to her passion.
I think that it's very important, especially as women and for those of us who are mothers. A lot of times we put ourselves and our passions and our dreams and what drives us, we put those on the back burner to be there for our family. So it's great to kind of reclaim some of that and kind of remember who you are. Everybody just comes from different walks of life, and everyone has their own little backstory before they come to Ballet Edge. I'm a huge advocate for following your dreams regardless of where you are, age or stage in life.
I think one of the things that makes us different and perhaps mature is that many of our dancers have done other things in their life, such as work or gone to college, and those experiences make us very comfortable with who we are and made us realize how much we love dance and make us come back to dance. So we are experiencing the best of both worlds.
I think it's so cool to go to my job and people are like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, oh, I've got a 5-hour ballet rehearsal. And they're like, wow, that's so amazing. And it is amazing, but I think it's inspirational because now other people can see they can do that too. Not only with dance, but whatever your thing is, you're never too old or too busy. The situation is never too chaotic for you to remember who you are.
This group of women is incredible. They show their personality, whatever the musicality or the artistry calls for, whether it be sad, happy, serious, exciting, they can do it. And you'll be able to see that in all of the pieces that we showcase.
We're going to be getting ready for our show. We've got some large group pieces, we've got some small group pieces. We're going to be cleaning. We just finished learning all of the choreography, so now we make sure everyone's looking the same way and everyone's arm is the same way. So it's going to be kind of a wide range of things.
Angel Avery does all the choreographing. She's really open to listening to everyone and making sure that we all feel comfortable in the dance, because that's how we're going to be the best that we can be, is if we're all comfortable with what we're doing.
Angel is a great choreographer. I think she has really interesting ideas when it comes to choosing music.
I pick out the music first. I listen to the music over and over and over again, and I see the choreography in my mind, and that's how I choreograph. We try to portray what the music is trying to tell. So, for example, we do a piece called Embrace, which is to Vivaldi's Winter. And that is more about friendship and our relationship together as a company. We all get along and we truly embrace each other's presence. We've done a piece to Game of Thrones, and that's really to portray the theme of that wildly popular show. It's very serious. It's about battling and trying to be in power. We have a piece currently to Beethoven's For Elise. And these are all songs that the majority of people will recognize, and they get drawn in, they get hooked in, and they end up enjoying the pieces.
Bailing is very challenging. It requires a lot of discipline. We've all been training for 15 plus years.
We are all top professionals, and we work really hard. Ballet dancers have great stamina, they have great flexibility, they have the discipline to come to class, to stay in shape.
And I think that the talent that's in Ballet Edge is just phenomenal. It's unbelievable, honestly, to me, to know that there are so many talented, like amazingly talented dancers that are right here in the city.
Typically when people see a ballet company in Detroit, it's a ballet company that passes through Detroit and leaves. And we are making ballet accessible to Detroit neighborhoods. We keep our pricing affordable for everybody to come see us. We are homegrown and we're proud to be Detroit.
I'm so grateful for Ballet Edge. I think that it's so great for so many different women to be able to come together in the name of ballet and put together something so professional and something so unique and something so entertaining.
Long-term goals for Ballet Edge Detroit is really just to continue growing the ballet company. You know, we would love to have more dancers and really be able to put on more shows.
I think that the climb that Detroit is making right now, really all it's missing is some ballet. So I'm really excited that Ballet Edge is right there growing with the city and making the presence of ballet known in that growth.
Let me tell you about the Harp program at Cass Tech, which has been around for over 90 years. Now, we headed to the high school to find out how students were able to learn such a difficult instrument. Take a look.
The words that come to mind when I hear the word harp are beautiful, difficult, and underappreciated.
It's something that becomes a passion that you just don't want to release. I began playing the harp in my 9th grade year at Cass Technical High School. It's beautiful to look at. I think it was probably more the aesthetic of the instrument than anything else. So I said, I'll try this. Cass has the oldest established harp program in a public school, which began in 1925.
We've been around for over 90 years, first starting with Velma Froud, Patricia Terry Ross, and now currently Miss Lydia Kleber.
Wanting to come back was the fulfillment of my desire to continue to be a part of the program and to see it go on after Patricia Terry Ross retired. And it was a great opportunity to be able to work with older students and do more sophisticated things musically and just come home, really. Put your thumb on.
Harp Ensemble is the class where everybody plays the harp, and then harp and vocal it's a combination of harp and choir at the same time.
I came into this class and I thought it was really hard, like really, really hard, because I've never been in a music class. I didn't know how to read notes, but it got better after a while.
In Detroit, unfortunately, we have suffered significantly in the fine arts area in our school system. And so when students arrive in my classroom, for the most part, they don't know anything about music. So we start from the very beginning.
Stretch. Yep. Stretch and slide down a little bit.
It's a practical skill. They learn to solve problems in real time. They learn to work collaboratively, in addition to being able to apply principles of math. They make connections to literature through song.
They say that the harp is the hardest instrument in the world. So I feel like you can learn a lot of things from the harp that you can use in life, even if you're not going to pursue music in college or in the future.
I think it prepares me for everyday life in the way of not giving up on things, because it's really easy to give up on an instrument like the harp because it's hard. It's teaching me to accept challenges and use it as an exercise to better myself as a person.
Look, because that time, we didn't have any problem with what chord to play.
When I see that students can learn how to figure something out, that is super exciting for me, because they have learned patience, how to break something down into parts that you can then put together again and create a whole, and then actually give life to it, to create an emotional aspect of it, and then share it with other people.
I've never sang with a harp before harp and vocal, which is very interesting. Watching the harpist play as we sing, it's another form of expression. When we crescendo, and they crescendo, and it's very expressive, and it's very essential in conveying the message and sharing the music with the audience.
I find music that is in our library typically that has worthiness, that they can't dig some meaning out of.
Today we're working on 2 songs, one called Steal Away and then one called Going Home, which they're both essentially about having peace with yourself and being ready to go to heaven.
It's a tribute to one of the many songs that slaves used to sing.
3 and 4. Same freedom for everybody. And I'm just going home.
As a Black singer, it's really important to know like the history of the songs. It really helps to convey the message to the audience, to have people relate to it.
It means to me that we're doing something good. We're giving people something that maybe they didn't know they needed.
I've heard Miss Cleaver play the harp, and it's inspired me to keep going with what I want to do, and because she's so passionate about it, and her passion has driven her to be great, that it inspires me to be great in what I want to do.
It's incredible. Like, I always I play it and then I'm like, it's nothing compared to her. Like, she can play it right at that instinct, and it's beautiful.
It's actually very angelic to hear the sound of the harp, especially the way she plays it with such passion. It only encourages us to sing the same way with a lot of passion.
Much better. So now,
I'm extremely proud of my students. I am extremely fortunate to work with young people who get what it means to be responsible and to grow. And they do it through music.
After I leave high school, I might go to college to play the harp. And I want to find a way to incorporate harp into mainstream music because you don't really see too many harpists in mainstream. So I want to figure out a way to maybe make a new genre of music or something like that. The experiences that I've had here at Cass Tech have made me grateful for the things that I have, especially with the Harp program.
We know that we'll have connections with people forever, people that we know if we need something, we can call them up in 20 years from now, and we'll know that we'll have support.
The great thing about it is that everyone who's come through the program has seen the benefits of it and the beauty of it. They can see, wow, this was really an important part of my life. And so we have that support. And it is one of the jewels of the district. It's something that is unique. And it belongs to Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the Fred A. and Barbara M. Erb Family Foundation, the Kresge Foundation, the A. Paul and Carol C. Scott Foundation, the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Detroit Testamentary Foundation, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.